Amplified Masterclass. So to all of the real MVPs out there who have been watching and been attending each and every class, who shows up to the Facebook group, who actually engages, who does the homework assignments. Thank you to all of you. You know who you are: Teresa, Ashley, Monica, Audrey, Bethany. Yes, I love to see it. Thank you so much. Just by you being here, it's amazing. I can't ask for anything more. So lesson 6, the Aesthetics Amplified Masterclass. I am on live. There's a few people over here on live. But to everybody who wants to get the full experience, you know where you are. You are watching live. You see my screen. You see me. I can't see you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Let's start with the housekeeping first. Teresa says, yes, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. I love talking about goal setting and just starting over fresh, having a goal in mind, having a purpose. I see a lot of lazy content, lots of mistakes, but we'll talk about that at the end. So housekeeping, it's going to be good. It's going to be amazing. I always feel amazing. I always feel like there is something great written out and it has my name all over it. That is always how I feel. Okay. It's not just the new year type of lingo, bargain, jargon. No, this is really me. This is how I feel. I believe there's greatness on the way. And if you believe that too, put a number 2 in the chat. Yes, yes, yes. Teresa, I just love you so much. Okay, so few housekeeping things. As we go through, just remember that I will answer all questions at the end. I'll always leave time for Q&A, and we go over lots of information. So ask your questions at the end. I don't want to just talk to you. I want you to talk to me too. So just type your questions in the chat. Don't try to remember them. You'll never remember. I talk way too much for you to try to remember your questions. So write them down. Remember that classes are recorded for training purposes. I do not see you, but you should see me and you should see my screen. Your device will stay muted until the end, until question and answer time. Replays will be uploaded inside of the AA Facebook community. Those of you who are already a member of the AA Dream Team, you already know. Be respectful. 60 minutes goes by very quickly, and then take advantage of Q&A time at the end. Just remember, like I said, I'm not talking to you or at you. This is definitely a conversation. So if you have questions, type them in the chat. We'll go over Q&A at the end. And I always like to say, if you don't have questions, you didn't learn anything. I always have a question, always. All right, so who is Cheri? And most importantly, why is she qualified to be giving you this information? So let's start. Cheri is a mom. She's a daughter. She's a friend. And she is someone, and oh, bless those of you who have been here and you sat here through me talking about this all the time. You can probably recite it better than I can, okay? So I'm Cheri, and I turned my passion for video content creation into a thriving business. Yes, that is what I did. I am the friend who's in the restaurant. I'm taking a picture of the food. The camera has to eat first. You're going to wait. You're going to wait. Everybody's going to wait because I'm going to get the picture of the food. And that's honestly where it started. I had a passion for content creation, and the passion ended up turning into a business without me even knowing. I started with 0 everything, 0 followers, 0 subscribers, 0 email subscribers, 0 clients. Everything was at 0. And for those of you who have been around my day one since A1s, you know about my DIY ring light. Yes, the do-it-yourself ring light that I made a long time ago, before all of the fancy lighting and all of this equipment that's sitting in front of me right now. If you were with me during those times, shout out to you. I always say you are the real MVP. Do-it-yourself ring light, Android phone, a piece of fabric from Michael's or Hobby Lobby or something another. And I literally had it pinned up behind me. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start this YouTube channel. And that's what I did. I started a YouTube channel. I had no idea what I was doing, no idea what I wanted to talk about. I just knew I wanted to start a channel, and I knew I wanted to make something amazing. And that is what you currently see me doing right now. Okay. So as of today, well, as of the time I put this together, for those of you who see my screen, you see my presentation. As of the time I put this together, I successfully helped over 100 business owners and content creators increase income using simple online marketing strategies. And that is what we're going to talk about today. So come follow me if you're not already on TikTok, subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Come and hang out with me on Instagram, specifically Instagram stories. I'm there a lot. And follow me on Pinterest if you have a Pinterest. You know, it's definitely a thing. So here's what you're going to learn today. I always want you to know what you're going to learn. You can stick around for the parts that you find interesting. You can always go back and watch the replays. Shout out to Amy. Yes, I see you, Amy. Amy is always sharing my replays with her Facebook group. Actually, she has her own Facebook group, and she shares the replays, the masterclass, her Facebook group. It doesn't get any better than that. Shout out to you, Amy. So goal setting for 2024, first quarter goal setting. We don't need to be trying to goal set for the entire year. There are people that will try to teach you that. I don't teach that. Things change, trends change, people change, money change, economy, everything's changed, always changing. So you don't need to be trying to set goals for the entire year. Creating content for different platforms. Now, I want you to know a lot of this information may be things that you already heard in the last masterclass, the masterclass before that, but that's just honestly the name of the game. That is how I get this information embedded into your head, is by letting you know it over and over and over and over and over and again, but in multiple ways. And that's what you should do too. That's what you should do with your content. We'll talk about that later. Must-have videos for 2024. If you saw my Instagram story that led you here today, I talked about how in 2023, I definitely studied the algorithm. For those of you who don't know, when I first started my business, I started off working with any business owner, all business owners who needed help in the digital marketing space. Hello, I was her. I was helping all types of business owners. Within the last year, I decided to niche down, niche, whatever you want to call it, and specifically work with aesthetic service providers. Any aesthetic service provider, from a cosmetic dentist, aesthetic dentist, med spa owner, nurse injector, dermatologist, plastic surgeon, that is what I have narrowed it down to. So with that being said, I know what works. I took 2023 to study the back end. I know what's working. I know what's not working. Now, this can't be black and white. It's just not that easy, because there's always a different approach. There's always a different strategy for different accounts and different platforms, which we'll also talk about later. So the next thing you're going to learn is audience engagement strategies, because audience engagement is key. It's literally the key to unlock so many things if done right, which is what I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to tell you how to do it right. Humanizing your business in 2024. This is so important because marketing is changing. It's changing right before our eyes. I created a YouTube video just the other day. I posted and I talked about how, marketing is not what it was when I first started in 2016. It is not. Like it's so different, because everything now is about capturing and retaining attention, capturing and keeping attention. Back then, it was very acceptable. It was very appropriate for you to just kind of post and ghost. I hate to say it, but you can post a very nice photo on, on social media, and you can just really kind of get away with it. Maybe put a good caption, and hey, your business was thriving, or your content was thriving, or however you wanted to look at it. I didn't really have a business at the time. I was just creating content, but I was creating what was working. Okay. And then the last thing that I want to talk about in tonight's masterclass. Yes. So Amy brought up my Instagram account. She says, I noticed that you are back posting on your old Instagram account. Yes, Amy, I am. And the reason why I started doing that was because I felt like I did grow that audience. And even though a lot of people over on that older Instagram account, they're not really my ideal clientele, my target audience, I still grew it, and I grew it teaching tips to help grow a business online. So I figured, hey, I'll start back posting over there and just kind of collaborate with my current account. So that's the strategy. So the last thing, mistakes made in 2023. Obviously, I see a lot of mistakes. I do a lot of one-on-ones. A lot of you tell me what you're struggling with. I see what you're struggling with. Okay, I do spend a lot of time on social media. So I just want to point out some mistakes. So this is going to be an amazing masterclass because it's going to help you kind of navigate into 2024 the right way, the smart way, the way that is basically just going to help you get more clients in the door and have a better idea of what you should be doing on the internet to turn clicks into clients. All right. So number one, well, the first topic, not really number one, just the first topic, goal setting for 2024 first quarter. Remember, you want to always create SMART goals. This is something that we learned in high school. I remember that. Can't really remember what it stood for. Not all of them, not all of the digits, but I do remember SMART goals. You want to create SMART goals because the goals help you basically achieve what it is you're trying to achieve. We have to remember that social media is a tool. It's a tool to help us grow our businesses. But if we're not using the tool right, then we won't grow. One thing that I can say, and this is specific to maybe people who offer a lot of like facials and specifically aesthetic services, usually what I find is that you offer a lot of different services. You offer a lot of services. So what is your focus for 2024, the first 4 months of 2024? What's your focus? What's trending right now? What's bringing in the most income? What are people talking about the most? Okay, you use all of that data and sit down and say, okay, well, we know this is working. We know this helped move the needle for us the last 4 quarters of the year. The last 4 months of the year. So now we just need to add this with this, and then we need to promote this the first 4 months of the year. And hold on. And honestly, let me go ahead and say this. Your marketing goals ultimately should align with your revenue goals. But because I don't know your specific situation, I don't know your account, I don't know where you are right now, I'm not going to speak finances. I'm not going to, speak about that. I'm only going to speak about marketing goals. Now, you have to do your due diligence to figure out how you can tie the two together to actually make it work for you. And that's obviously something that we work with our client accounts, with some of them, depending on the package that they choose. But you have to do your homework in that department, okay? So marketing and brand awareness goals. What do those look like for you? How can you get more eyes on your content? What are some of the things that you can do the first 4 months of the year? Are there any type of community events going on? Because a lot of the times you think that it's just posting on social media. to be honest, posting on social media is probably about, you might get different answers for this, but posting on social media, I would say, is probably about 25 to 30% of creating a full-blown online presence and upholding a full-blown online presence. So in addition to consistently posting on social media, what else can you do to drive awareness to your business? Can you collaborate with other business owners that make sense? Obviously, you don't want to collaborate with the competition. And then one thing that I would suggest is keep in mind that a collaboration is a partnership. So they need, the person that you collaborate with, the business that you collaborate with, they need to be able to uphold on their own as well. They need to be able, they need to put in 100% just like you in order to make it an effective collaboration. So that's just one thing that you can do. You can collaborate with more accounts. You can broaden your horizon as it relates to social media. A lot of you only post on Instagram and you only post on Facebook, and that is because you can cross post. So you do it because it's just easy. So if you want to get more eyes on your content, expand to different platforms. Pinterest is very much so underrated. It is. I don't know why. I think it's because it's definitely a learning curve for a lot of business owners, but it's so underrated. And Pinterest, it kind of works like a search engine. So the intent of the end user is different over there. And we'll talk about that later. So review and adjustment of goals. How do you review? How do you know what's working? How do you know what you should even be looking at? Well, that lies in your insights and your analytics, and it also lies in what are you looking to measure? What are you looking to improve for the first 4 months of the year? Are you looking to get more signups for your financing program that you offer? Are you looking to sell more skincare products? Are you looking to increase awareness around injectables, around facials? Are you looking to, close more veneer cases? What is your goal? You really have to sit down and think about that. And I find it easier to just break it up into quarters every 4 months. There is no reason you need to try to plan for the whole year. I see marketers out there right now and they're teaching people, hey, let's go ahead and plan 12 months worth of yada, yada, yada. No, like I said earlier, things change way too much for you to be trying to plan that far in advance. And I don't know about you, but for me, it just gives me a little anxiety because I'm like, oh my goodness, I got to plan out everything that far. No, absolutely not. So to each his own. And then just making sure you use systems, you use tools, you use things that make tracking easier for you. One tool that I recommend, and no, this is not sponsored, but I recommend Metricool because oftentimes I can look at Metricool and I can track the progress of what's actually working, what is actually resonating with our audience, what's driving more clicks to the website, what is actually increasing more phone calls. Looking in the back end of all of that is how I make data-driven decisions to create better content and to serve my audience better. And I say my audience, but I really mean my clients, because it's, I have multiple accounts, and even for them, for myself, I do the same thing for them. So again, Metricool is an awesome tool. Another feature I like in Metricool is the competitor analysis tool. And this is just a tool that allows us to spy on competitors. Now, when I onboard a new account, one of the things that I do is I put their information in this tool. Then I also, like a little detective, that's why I love this work, I go in and I look up other accounts that are in that local area who provide similar services of the account I'm working on. And then when I put their information into Metricool, I can see, oh, this is working. Oh, this went viral, or oh, this got a lot of comments, or, you know, maybe there's some sort of trend in this that's getting more eyes, or just whatever types of data that I can actually use to help me, again, create better content. So, and again, it's called the competitor analysis tool, and it's in Metricool. And you can really just, you know, analyze and compare. It's a proven system. Don't steal, don't copy. I would never, ever recommend that, okay? All right, so next, creating for different platforms. Understanding the unique dynamics of various social media platforms. Yes, of course, this is extremely important. I see this mistake happen way too often, is where you take one video that you created, just one, and then you post this video everywhere. It's on Instagram, it's on Facebook, it's on TikTok, it's on YouTube. Now, I will say this. In some cases, that does work. In some cases, they're very rare, but in some cases, that does work. And you also have to keep in mind that each platform requires a different style of content, a different duration, meaning the video length, a different nuance, meaning that, you know, like the little insider jokes, there are definitely insider jokes. There are jokes that are on TikTok that are not on Instagram. There are jokes that are on YouTube shorts that are not on TikTok, okay? Understanding the platform is so important before you just go posting content. It is so important. Now, again, it can work. It can work sometimes. I'm not saying that it will never work. You shouldn't do it, because you should always test and try. But if you want to get out of this rabbit hole of just throwing content out there, and you want to actually do what's working and do more, well, identify what's working and then do more of what's working, you just have to know your platforms. You really do. Now, usually you can get away with Instagram and Facebook. Those two are usually like 2 in 1. They're 2 in the same. But the other ones, and especially TikTok, it just requires a different approach. It really does. And as much as Instagram wants to be like TikTok, I knew somebody was going to say that. Yes, Teresa called it out. Instagram wants to be TikTok. Yes, as much as they do. Thank you for that. They're not. They're just not yet. They're not yet. Okay. So, tailoring content to fit each platform's audience and style, which is pretty much what we just talked about. You want to make sure am I having some technical difficulties? You want to make sure the content is actually making sense for the platform, okay? And then cross-platform content strategies and repurposing efficiently. Metricool is the tool that will allow you to do that, okay? A lot of people I don't know, they don't want to use the platform, or maybe they just kind of get nervous because it is, you know, it's a learning curve. But once you really learn how to maneuver through the platform, it's easy. It's so easy, and it's so beneficial, because within just a few clicks, you can have a video going out on every single platform. And then another feature, I promise this video is not sponsored, but another feature I like in Metricool is it allows you to edit the video. So like, say for example, if I go in and I upload a video that is 1 minute and 30 seconds. Well, on YouTube Shorts, you can only post a video that's 60 seconds. So obviously I need to trim that video, right? Boom, you can do that in Metricool too. Okay, and I've used a lot of scheduling tools, and I will say that you can't do that in a lot of scheduling tools. Okay, so take advantage, Metricool. If you visit my website and look at my, I believe my free resources page or my shop page, I can't remember. It's definitely on my website. And I believe there's a code that allows you to take advantage of the trial version of Metricool. Okay, what a great tool. So next, must-have videos for 2024. Converting content. Okay, so if you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, if you are subscribed to my email list, if you follow me on Instagram, if you follow me on YouTube, basically if you just keep up with me, we talked about this, but I've added more ideas after some research. I've added more ideas to the list. So these are the types of videos that you need to be creating in 2024. To be honest, just go ahead and create one once a quarter. So create one of these videos, okay, every 4 months. And you cannot say that I didn't tell you what to create. You cannot say that you don't have content ideas. You cannot say I don't know what to create. When I do my one-on-ones, a lot of one-on-ones that I did in 2023, so many people did not know what to create about. Creating, like, what you should create about, that should never be a problem. What you should create about. As long as you got your doors open and you're seeing clients, what you should create about, what you should create content about, that should never, ever be a question, okay? So the first video that you're gonna record, you're gonna film, and you are gonna pin to the top of your Instagram, pin to the top of your TikTok. You're gonna send it out in the email. You're gonna do everything with it. It's why you started your business. Yes, even if you are the business owner, even if you don't like being on video, because I know there's a lot of people who do not like being on video. It is quite intimidating, and I know it because, you know, I wasn't always where I am right now. But tell your audience your why. Tell them why you started your business. Why did you choose aesthetics? Why do you want to make people feel and look better? Like, why did you start? Always, always tell your why, because if you tell your why, people know where you're going. They understand your vision, and then they want to be a part of the process. It is a mind thing. Tell people why you started. You will connect with some people might be like, oh, well, why is this person talking about this? Who cares? Those are not your people. But the ones who stick around and they listen, eventually those will be the ones that will be coming through your doors. I cannot tell you guys how many times I sit back and I watch my clients' DMs. I see their DMs and I see how conversation starts. Well, actually, content is posted. Then conversations are being had in the DM usually, or some on comments. It just depends on the type of person. You got to know your people. Some people are going to go in the DMs because they don't want everybody to know their business. But then some people are going to be big and bold and they're going to respond on the comments. Content, conversations, conversions. I always tell y'all this. I see so many conversations start in my clients' DMs. And then the next thing you know it, they're sending me a before and after picture, and this person had just got a micro needling session. And I'm like, I remember when this person first was in the DM, okay? And it's because you showcase things like this. You humanize the business, and we'll talk about that later. I don't want to get off topic. Okay, next video. Why you versus the competitor? Have you identified what makes you different? That is a serious question. Have you identified what makes you unique? Have you identified why out of all and every single last medical spa that is in your city, why do your clients come to you instead of the other one down the road with a nicer office, or the other one down the road who advertises on a billboard in 2023, or the other one down the road where maybe their social media might be a little bit better than yours? You know, what is it that makes you different? What makes you stand out? What makes you unique? That's very, very important to be able to identify before you start just posting content online. Because if you don't know that, you're basically just creating content that you probably see other businesses create, other aesthetic service providers create, and you're just doing what they do. You're just doing what they do, and you're not necessarily doing the things that you need to be capitalizing off of and highlighting. Okay, so make sure you sit down before the new year gets here. Go ahead and do it tonight, because it's late and I'm sure you probably don't have that many things to do, but make a list of your unique selling proposition. What makes you unique? Why do your clients keep coming back? What are the things that they say? Go look at your Google reviews. I always tell my clients this. Go look at your Google reviews. And if you have to make a spreadsheet and get old-fashioned, make a spreadsheet so you can look at all of them at a glance and see what people are saying. What descriptive words are they using to describe the experience? Because that's what it is. It's an experience. That's what makes you different. Okay, another video that you want to create in 2024, you want to show the process of scheduling a new client appointment. Yes, you're probably like, what? How do I show that? Oh, trust me, it can be done. What is it like to schedule a new client appointment? Some of you, you're able to do it. You offer online scheduling. Some of you offer submit your information and someone from our team will call you back, whatever your way is. Okay, well, obviously you don't have to show that part, but show what it's like to randomly find your account on social media, make it fun and creative, and what it's like to visit your website, submit a form. The front desk person or whomever receives the form. You know, they're eager to call the person back. Hello, like reenact it. And I know it sounds a little maybe corny, or it probably sounds very tedious and convoluted, but I promise you that people like to see what they can expect before they visit you. They just do, because it just makes them feel like they're already there, and everything is about a feeling. I always tell you guys that people will remember how you made them feel. So always try to strike some sort of emotion with your content, whether you make them laugh, you make them cry, you make them angry, because everything is not always fun, you know. There's this, I think she's a doctor. I'm pretty sure. I follow her on Instagram, and her content is so, okay, I'm not going to mess up this word, controversial. I don't know if I messed it up. That is just one word that's so hard for me to say, but that's what her content is. However, her engagement is through the roof. And yeah, there are a lot of unhappy campers, but who cares? Who cares? Okay. So and then this also just helps you to build the the trust, credibility that we talk about all the time. Okay, so another thing that you can do is show the new client experience at the actual visit, because obviously it's one thing to book and to request the appointment virtually, but then there's the next step. So you can probably do a part 1 and a part 2. The next step is when the client shows up for their appointment. show what is that like? What questions can I, as your new client, expect to answer when I check in? Okay, reenact this scene. Act like you're auditioning for a movie. I'm so serious. Act like you're auditioning for a movie. I have two accounts. They do this oh so well. They do this oh so well. Okay, so just show the experience. This is a question here that you need to ask your audience, whether you do it in a graphic or you just sit down in front of the camera and you just ask, you flat out ask, what are your favorite services and treatments? There are a few ways that you can creatively do this. If you don't want to just sit down and say, give me your favorite services and treatments, because I know that can be awkward to some people. Some people don't know how to make that fun. I know. So let me tell you how. If you are one of those people where your creative light just doesn't turn on all the time, this is exactly what I've done for other client accounts. When you want to know, well, actually, let me tell you why you want to know stuff like this. Why do you want to know from your followers what are their favorite services and treatments? There's many reasons why you want to know this. One being market research. You know what the interest is of your raging fans, of your followers. You know maybe which services they are saving up to get. Maybe they can't afford right now. You find out which services they continue to come back for because they like these services. And guess what? Now you can bundle services and you can put like a fun, catchy name on them. So here's what you do. Ask your followers this once every 4 months. What are your favorite services and treatments? And you can say, if you had a magic wand, if you could wave a magic wand and get all your favorite services here at insert your name, which services would you get? And let people fill up your comments. Now, there might be a few of you out there who may say, well, I don't get comments. Nobody comments on my account. And if you're that person, that's just because you haven't built up an audience yet. You haven't built up that momentum yet. So you need to be asking questions multiple times a week. That is how you increase your engagement and increase that momentum. And then to those of you who do get lots of comments and you do get lots of engagement, then this should be easy peasy for you. You should just be able to ask your audience to wave that magic wand and tell you which services they'll get. Another creative way you can ask your audience what's their favorite services and treatments. You can say, imagine being stuck in blah, 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 your business for 24 hours and you can get whatever services and treatments you want, whichever. What are you getting? Put them in the comments right now and just see what everybody says. So you skim through your comments and you notice that everybody seems to be interested in chemical peels, but maybe they can't afford it. Or everybody seems to be interested in liquid lipo. Or here's a good one, because this is just trending right now. Everybody is interested in the weight loss program. Okay, so now you got weight loss program, and now you have chemical peels, even though those are totally two different services. But just follow me. Bundle them. Find a catchy name. Create this catchy name. Bundle the services. Now you can serve everybody who has been waiting to get these chemical peels and everybody who's been waiting to get this weight loss program. You just made a deal for them that they cannot say no to, okay? It all starts with asking your audience what they want more of. And then you give it to them. I say this all the time. But it really is that simple. You just have to think of creative ways to do that, okay? Share your views on a trending topic. I kind of talked about this one earlier where I said, you know, sometimes you may not just want to keep everything rated PG-13. Sometimes you might want to get a little rated R, and there's nothing wrong with that. And when I say that, I like take that with a grain of salt. What I mean is you might want to ruffle a little feathers. Your opinions about something that's going on in your industry. Share your opinion. What's going on? What's a trending topic? Like, for example, right now, what was the last thing I saw? Smile Direct Club. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do a video about that when I get off this masterclass. Smile Direct Club, which is that awful company that sells them I think aligners or something like that, but they're supposed to be so much cheaper than going in and getting the Invisalign. You know, it's one of those type of companies. Well, guess what? They filed bankrupt after all these many years. So for me, that's something that I would want to talk about. Now, there might be some people that may not agree with my views on that, and that's fine. You know, everybody's not always there to agree with things, okay? So share your views on trending topics in your industry. It is okay if you ruffle feathers, okay? I want you to ruffle feathers. Ruffle more feathers in 2024, okay? Point out a pain point. This really is not really a specific video per se. It's more of a resource and a tip to help you create better videos, but point out a pain point and start with that first. So for example, I was creating a post today about a Veely, I don't know. It is a minimal invasive procedure, non-invasive procedure that allows you to get rid of cellulite. Okay, now when I did my research on this procedure, obviously there was a lot of medical terminology that didn't really ring any bells for me. So I knew it wouldn't ring bells for the audience, but what would ring bells, what would capture attention is if you start with the pain point. And the pain point of this particular procedure is the cellulite on the butt and the thighs that so many people, you know, suffer with. So that's what we want to start with to capture people's attention. So I hope that made sense. Start with the pain point, start with the struggle, whatever it is that's keeping your ideal client up at night. That's what you want to start with first. I know you're excited about your service. You're excited about your new device. You want to tell everybody that it's FDA cleared and all that type of stuff. It's the newest technology on the market. You're the only one that has it and yada, yada, yada. But I promise you, your audience, they do not care about that. But if you start with, do you want to get rid of fine lines and wrinkles? Do you struggle with bags under your eyes? Do you struggle with hyperpigmentation? Are you missing a tooth on the side? No, don't. Well, actually, hey, if that works, you know, because it just made me laugh, it might make somebody else laugh. But start off like that. Start off with the struggle. Start off by addressing the pain points. That is what pulls your viewers in. Now, the next type of video that you need in 2024 are the point of view videos, but you have to use the point of view videos right. So point of view videos, what are they? Those are the videos that you see on like TikTok mainly, but now they're coming over to Instagram, and it's point of view, okay? Point of view, POV. But the thing about the point of view videos is you want to romanticize and you want to highlight the after effect for your ideal client. Let me give you an example. An appropriate POV video for me. If I were making one for my audience, it would be point of view you're busy working, you're busy working all day. Well, no. I'm gonna say busy because my ideal client is definitely busy. You're busy working all day, treating clients, your income is thriving, and your social media is thriving. That's a point of view because it is highlighting and romanticizing the benefit that I can bring to my clients because I'm handling their online marketing needs while they're treating their clients and their business is thriving and I'm helping and blah, blah, blah. Does that make sense? So you want to use the point of view videos, not to necessarily show what it is that you're doing per se, but to show the outcome of whatever it is you're doing, show the outcome of how that's going to change your client's situation. And that sounds like that was all over the place. I'm going to have to break that down throughout another video because that can, because that also goes back to knowing who your ideal clientele is and knowing who your ideal audience is. And then that way you can paint that picture for them. But if you don't know who that person is, it might be a little hard to paint that picture. All right. So audience engagement strategies. Let's talk about a few audience engagement strategies. Now, what is audience engagement? Audience engagement is the key that unlocks many, many doors as it relates to growing your online presence. One of your main, metrics, one of the main things that you should measure for improvement is your engagement. Who saw your post today instead of did I go viral? What was the conversation being had? Who commented on my post instead of how many likes did it get? Okay. Those are the questions that you want to ask yourself. And there are ways to increase engagement. These are little tactics. Don't get too caught up in the tactics. Just do what you do. But I want you to file this in the back of your toolbox just so you can, increase your engagement. Because again, like I say, it is the key that unlocks so many doors. So there's a tool called ManyChat. I'm not going to get into that. I actually talked about ManyChat in my last masterclass, I believe, or the masterclass before that. So again, you can always catch the replay. But ManyChat is basically an automation that creates conversations. Let's just put it like that. DMs, conversations in the DMs is going down in the DM. Yes, it is. It really, honestly, really it is. Because like I told y'all earlier, I can't tell you how many times I have seen clients, like my clients, as I'm looking at their Instagrams and their DMs and all that kind of stuff. I can't tell you how many times I've actually witnessed where the conversation just started from, oh, I like that dress, or I like those earrings, or, oh, that looks good, or, oh, wow, her skin looks great. It started with a DM. And then the DM led to either me being in the office and the client shows up and I'm like, hey, I remember you from Instagram. Or my client is sending me some sort of after photo and like, hey, I just treated this person. And I'm like, wow, I remember when their conversation started in the DM. Another way to increase audience engagement, and obviously I don't expect you to do this, you don't have time, but I'm just spilling the secrets. I'm just letting you know the types of things that we do for some of our accounts. Engage with post before and after you post. So that means go and comment on other posts before or after you make a post. So if you know that you're about to post at 7:00 p.m., well, at about 6:30, go through and you just go comment on other people's posts. Other people's posts that make sense, okay? Not your competitors. You can do that if you want to. Your competitors, you can do that last, but that's not priority. You really should be commenting on other accounts that are in your local area, ones who use local hashtags, ones who visit ones who visit nearby locations close to you. Those are the accounts you want to engage with. 30 minutes before you post or 30 minutes after. I have found that both are just effective, okay? How to use feedback and analytics to refine your approach. We kind of already talked about this earlier, but I'll once again hit on it. Go inside of your analytics. Which post within the last 30 days drove the most comments, got the most shares, got the most saves? Which ones? Line them up like bowling pins and find out which ones move the needle for you the most. Those are the ones that we want to do more of. We want to ask more of these questions. We want to maybe switch up the first two words, the same question, but we just switched it up a little bit, right? That's how you use feedback and analytics to refine what you're already doing. A lot of people miss that part because a lot of people think that online marketing is just posting and ghosting, creating trends, scrolling the For You page, and I'm gonna say, oh, I'm gonna do what that person did because I liked it. And I know that's what you do because I did that. I grew an audience doing that same thing. And that is not what you want to do. Okay. Building a loyal community through consistent engagement. Why is this so important? This is important because these are your number one supporters. These are the ones that are going to go drop your name in other Facebook groups. When someone says, hey, do we know anybody that does facials? Do we know anybody that offers laser hair removal? Hey, I just moved to this city. Can you recommend a cosmetic dentist? Can you the loyal community that you build on social media, these are going to be the ones that are going to go refer you out to their friends, to strangers, and to their families. So that's why it's so important to always serve them first. Keep them coming back. Ways you can do this, for example, you know because you see, you know who's always commenting, who's always sharing, who's always recommending. When they do these things, go back and just say thank you. Thank you so much, Teresa, for your feedback. Thank you so much, Mary, for your feedback. Thank you so much for taking the time to leave a comment on my post. And if you want to turn it up a notch, use their first name. Thank you, Monica. Thank you, Brandy. Use their first name. People love that. Okay, humanizing your business. This is very important because one of the biggest top 3 for sure mistakes that I see aesthetic service providers make is that they forget to be a human first. They forget to humanize their business, and all they do is post about treatments and services. That is a big mistake that I see. There is no reason in 2024 that you should only post about services and treatments, because I promise you that is not working, because you are not the only person who offers this service. So what are you going to do? Are you just going to post about it better than the other person? No, doesn't work like that. Humanize your brand because it makes you more relatable, more approachable, more engaging, and you just get to know your clients on a personal level. They get to know you on a personal level. I say this all the time on Instagram, that your clients are not invested into your services. They are invested into the person that's performing the service, the team that's performing the service. That's who they're invested in. Now you might have those A1 clients, those day one A1 clients who have been coming to you forever since the dinosaur ages because you are that good. And that's okay. We're not creating content for them all the time. We're creating content to get new eyes in the door, new clients in the door. Start by building a personal connection. Share your story. We talked about this earlier. Share your why, share your who, share your what, share your when, share your where, share your why. Share it all, okay? Because at the end of the day, social media is a platform. That's it. But you control the narrative. You control the narrative. Showcase your team. I cannot stand when I go to an Instagram account and I know it's about 4 or 5 people working there, but I only see one person every time, every single time. And half of the time, the one person that I see is some old random from Canva. It's not an actual real person in the office. Show your team. This is the #1 way to humanize your business. And it's nothing like someone coming into your office and they see in that same smiling face on social media and they see them in the office. It is nothing like it. Okay, humanize the experience. Community involvement. Go out and participate. There are tons of things going on in your community. I know it is. Start off with Facebook events. See how you can partner with different vendor events. Go to the vendor events, attend a networking community, be a part of a membership or something like that. Do all of this. It takes a village, just like they say when raising a kid. That's what this is really like, to be honest. But there's so many different moving parts, and this is one of them. Community involvement. I cannot tell you how many times and how many consults I did in 2023, 101s, where there's no community involvement. There's no internal marketing being done at all. It is literally just social media, do this, website, do this, blah, 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 but nothing is being done internally. You have to go out, you have to participate, you have to show face. This is how you humanize your business. Social media interaction, we already talked about that. Respond to your comments, go to the DM, tell somebody even from a business account, go tell someone, hey, I really love that outfit. Where'd you get that from? You could be the first person all week that told this person, that gave this person a nice compliment. They're going to remember that, because I promise you, you're going to hear me say this 1,000,000 times. People will always remember how you made them feel. Client testimonials and stories. Of course, this is going to humanize your business because you're seeing other people who look like you or who can relate to you tell their story of their transformation, how I started here and I ended up here. That is what people want to hear. They want to hear it from real live people. So use your client testimonials. Y'all stop with posting these little templates with the testimonial you copied and pasted off Google reviews. It's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't ever do that if you just need like a filler post. But create a campaign where your clients are constantly sending you video reviews. Make sure they're okay with you sharing the video review on your social media. Get your consent signed and all that stuff. But create a campaign where you can share a video testimonial. First of all, some of your clients, they're going to be honored that you asked them to be a part of this. And people love to be a part of stuff, okay? Personalized treatments. This is something else we talked about. I know I'm repeating myself, but hey, this is what works. Bundle your services. Give them a catchy name. Align them with a national holiday. Align them with a random holiday. Make it an experience and make the experience memorable, because what? People will always remember how you made them feel. Follow-up communications. Now, this must be done when the client leaves. I always get this question, Cheri, how do we get more Google reviews? How can we increase our Google reviews? You increase them by asking. You need to have a follow-up system. Whenever your clients check out, within the next 10 minutes, they need to be getting an email or some sort of text or something saying, hey, tell us how you enjoyed your service, and make it easy for them, because if they got to log in to Google and all this and have this password for this, you've lost it. But if you can create an easy way for your clients to give you their honest opinion while they're in the happy moment, while they're in that happy space, you'll start to see more positive feedback. And it is simply because you implemented a follow-up method. And there is gold in the follow-up, okay? There's always gold in the follow-up. So here are a few mistakes that I particularly noticed in 2023 that I want you to not make in 2024. And I know you won't, because you're here, you're watching this, you're taking notes, and I just know that you are going to find this useful for now and many years to come, okay? But then again, hey, it may change because things change, like I say. Number one, and this is the number one mistake: too much advertising and not enough marketing. And I always get this question, well, Cheri, what is the difference between advertising and marketing? Here's the difference. Advertising is just promoting your product. It's just promoting your service. Usually there's money behind it. Sometimes paid advertisement, there's money behind it. And there are certain campaigns that you implement to achieve a goal. So for example, maybe you want to get more website traffic, or you want to get more email signups, or you want to get more leads for body contouring, whatever the case is, okay? There's different campaigns for different objectives. However, when you stop paying for advertisement, the leads stop. But marketing is so different. Marketing is a long game. Marketing is ongoing. And marketing is what you need to learn your customers, learn your clients, and cater to them on the next level, like on an even deeper level. So you need marketing because it just doesn't stop. It's ongoing, and it helps you build know, trust, credibility, which leads to repeat customers, happy customers, and clients who just can't get enough of you, okay? Another mistake is no audience engagement. We talked about this. Keep the social in social media. Talk to your followers like they're real humans. Use their first names. Ask them questions. Always try to ask a question at the end of your captions. Ask a question, because people who are interested, they will answer. There will be times where you may not get a response, and that's fine. That is okay. But what you're doing is you're still building that foundation, so that when someone who comes along and they are interested, then they have a way to interact with you, okay? Not creating an experience. You're not creating an experience. I saw this mistake being had many times. And you don't create experience because you feel like social media is just a distribution platform. You know that you got to post on social media, so you're just going to go throw something out there. It's not a distribution platform. Well, it is, but you shouldn't treat it as that. You should treat it as a tool that effectively helps you grow your business. You have to create an experience for your clients because the experience is what they will remember. And remember, what did I say? People will always remember how you make them feel. Okay. Following trends. I saw this happen way too many times. And here's what I mean. Trends that are on the For You page. You sit down, you and your friends or your coworkers or your team, you sit down and you scroll the For You page and you're like, what am I going to create today? We are not doing that in 2024. That is how you fall in the rabbit hole. You have to create original content. Some trends, yes, that's okay. Every now and again. But if you really want to grow and you really want to glow and you really want to get more patients in the door because you want to stand out amongst others in your industry, you have to create original content. And there is somebody in your office that can help you create original. They probably can't logistically, systematically create it, but creatively, they got the idea. Okay. So that is why you want to make sure you sorry, hold on, guys. That is why you want to make sure you have marketing meetings. You have meetings with your team. So, you guys can discuss things like this. Not repurposing content properly. This is another thing that we talked about. You remember how I said, well, actually, this is 2 in 1. So the first thing being that a lot of you are just not even repurposing content at all. You're just using it one time and that's it. And then a lot of you are repurposing, but then you're not applying it to the platforms properly. Okay. So just make sure you repurpose. That video that you did where you talked about the benefits of microneedling, strip the audio from that video and put it on a different video. Maybe a video of you actually performing microneedling. Strip the audio from the old video, put it on a new video. Now you have a brand new video, okay? but it didn't take much work. And then another mistake is not maximizing with email marketing. This is another type of marketing that is so slept on. Now, there are communication tools that allow you to effectively communicate with your clients. For example, if you need to send out a mass message, okay, there's communication tools. Do not get this confused with an email marketing platform, because a communication tool is not going to tell you that 40% of your subscribers last month unsubscribed. A communication tool is not going to tell you who clicked where and who is interested in this. And no. A communication tool will not do that, but an email marketing platform would. And it's a great way to keep your audience just up on the things that you're doing and the different specials that you have going on, and again, everything doesn't even always have to be about your treatments and your services. Some things can simply be a hello, how's it going? We miss you. We can't wait to have you back in the office. Some of the emails can just simply say that. But either way, it's communication, and it is extending your communication to those people who might not really be so social media savvy, or maybe social media is just not one of the first things that they check in the morning or ever, But one thing about people who spend money they're going to check those emails first. Okay. So make sure we're sending out emails in 2024, but emails with intent. You do not have to always advertise and talk about your services and your treatments in your emails. People will unsubscribe so quick because they get a ton of emails a day. They get so many. So you need to make yours interesting if you want people to read them. One thing that I started doing with one of my accounts was I started entering, I started embedding local information to that city. And naturally, the open rates increase because I'm giving people what they want. The open rates increase and the engagement on the email increase, which causes for a great email reputation. That is a thing. And when you can have a lot of bounced emails, a lot of unsubscribes, there's a lot of things that can prevent your emails from going out. So that's why it's so important to make sure you actually have a professional who can help you with this, and don't try to do it on your own. But I do have a question for you. For those of you who are watching, I see a few of you on Instagram. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, I see a few of you on Instagram, and I just waved at a few people. Okay, but I have a serious question for you if you're an aesthetic service provider. I had to ask a client this 2 days ago because she is a newer account and she definitely is looking for results to come a little quicker than usual. And it's okay because I deal with clients like this all the time, and I'm always having to ask this question. I always flip it back on them. I say, I'm just going to call her Brenda. I say, Brenda, well, just how you have to remind your patients and just how you have to remind your clients that they did not get bad skin overnight. So bad skin is not going to just go away overnight. I have to remind my clients that building an audience and actually getting clients through social media also does not happen overnight. So for example, what I'm saying, don't expect instant gratification. Just like you tell your clients, it's going to take a while to clear up that hyperpigmentation, or it's going to take a while before they start to see results in this area, in this area. I want you to have that same mindset when it comes to growing your online presence. Okay. Cheers. Woo! Right on time, because Mac just let me know that my battery is dead, and if I don't plug this bad boy up soon, it's dying on me. So let's see. I don't think I have any questions. Let me check. Check. No, I don't have any questions, but thank you so much for those of you who stayed to the end. I always love it when you stay to the end. I always say you guys are the real MVPs. I hope this class was helpful for you tonight. It was a lot of information. Just remember that the replays will be uploaded inside of the AA Facebook community. So if you're not already a part of the fun, come on over, baby. Hey. No, I'm just playing. Y'all don't want me to sing. God gave me, he gave me many talents. I even did my own hair, for those of you who want to know. But singing, that was not one. That was not one. When God passed out coordination, when he passed out vocals, he skipped me. He really did. Here's your homework. Write a list of your goals for 2024. First quarter goals only, guys. Remember, we're only scheduling goals for the first 4 months. We are not scheduling yearly goals. Write your goals down. What are some marketing goals that you have? Remember, your marketing goals need to align with your business goals, your revenue goals. They need to align. What are they? Write them down. share them, post them on your story. Remember, I said you got to get more personal with your audience. Let them know your goals. It's nothing for you to be ashamed of. Post them to your stories. Don't forget to tag me. Don't forget to use hashtag aesthetics amplified. And that is a wrap. I will see you guys in the next class. Don't forget to watch the replay. Thank you for being here. Drop hashtag